Dude, Call of Duty feels so weird right now. I've been playing so much other shit that, like, sensitivity feels crazy, too. I don't know why I no-scope there. Actually, I do. I started developing a habit from Titanfall. Because Titanfall's no-scopes, I swear, every single time that I'm ever in, like, a really close engagement with somebody with a sniper rifle, they always hit their no-scopes. Always. Bullets don't always go straight. I know that they don't. I deserve at least one of the kills. Dude, I actually contemplated getting on the MW2 today, and then I was just like, I got on, I looked at the game itself, and I was just like, I already beat this game. It's over. I've already beat the game. Stalker is insane too, by the way. It's crazy. Go and get on Modern Warfare 2, and all this movement and shit is just gone. I saw this video recently. I think it was like uploaded yesterday. I forget who made it, but it was somebody that, it was a good video though. It was a video talking about how society is basically ready for another movement shooter. And listen, I know that I probably sound like I'm paid by EA right now to just sucker everybody into going from Activision over to an EA title. Realistically, we're all doomed across the entire industry. Like, there's some great indie games out there. Man, I really do wish a lot of indie games got a lot more support and a lot more love, but they very rarely do. A lot of them are really like single player experiences, at least my favorite indie games anyway. Basically, that video said a very similar thing to what I said, where basically society is ready for another movement shooter. And I mean movement shooter at the levels of Titanfall. I feel like something like Apex should be like baseline in terms of momentum. I never used Assassin on this game, so whenever I die to somebody using Assassin, I'm just it's so jarring. And I mean, having a skill gap in a game isn't always a deal breaker. Like, people just want to have fun when they move, man. It's all it really is. Like I was saying with Call of Duty, we had boots on the ground, regular, kind of just simple, not so much restricted movement, but like no momentum whatsoever. Call of Duty still has no momentum. Even when they went over to their own, quote, movement titles, it was momentum didn't really have much to do with it. You had like a baseline and a speed that you likely wouldn't be able to exceed. So you go from the boots on the ground to attempting movement and stuff, make 3 different iterations of movement. None of them really feel as smooth as something like Titanfall, for example. I just tried to slide. Then they go back to boots on the ground, but they didn't just go back to boots on the ground. They went back to boots on the ground for a little bit. Boots on the ground seemed pretty normal the way that it used to be back for World War II. That was the entire selling point of the game. And now we have bricks on the ground, where you're penalized for jumping and you're penalized for moving around too much. And yeah, I don't know. It's just odd. I saw a suggestion from somebody. They were talking about how like basically cranked movement should basically be the norm in terms of like jump shotting and just challenging in general. The game just feels way better when you're cranked. Modern Warfare 2 specifically, because the game is so, oh, I got a Moab. I didn't mean to do that. More than half of them are bot kills. Got 3 whole kills with a big bomb. Guy's using a golden spaz. Hold up. Alright, I swear that shit would have killed in Modern Warfare 2. The good one. Got all the way to Program X on the Outlast trials. Also, they had a maintenance for the Texas Chainsaw as well. I think they added a new map on Texas Chainsaw. I'm not really sure which one to play, though. I know that Texas Chainsaw only lasts the rest of this weekend. Then we gotta wait for either a beta or... I don't know if they even plan to do a beta, but... Is this guy cheating? This guy's walling. This guy's walling. 100% walling. I saw this discussion earlier about like whether or not it should be illegal for some... There was some Warzone drama going on. Hacking and cheating like always over on Warzone or whatever. I have no idea who any of these people are. Can't even escape the hacking on here. This guy's walling over here. Did he leave? He's on my team. Imagine paying for a fucking cheat engine and then doing it on literally private servers. What the actual fuck? It does in a sense kind of remind me of the quote good old days as well though. It's not like people weren't running around with JTags at the time. Crazy thought, but there's eventually going to be people that have no idea what a JTag even is. It's only a matter of time. The unfortunate thing is that this whole thing has an auto balance feature, so when it gets too one-sided, it'll switch people around onto the other team. So inherently, if I drop a high amount of kills, I'm just gonna immediately be put on the other team against the hack. There was this whole discussion about whether or not it should literally be illegal to be using hacks or cheats or whatever. My opinion on that, I mean, if you're competing for cash prizes and you're caught with some shit, yeah, you should definitely at the very least get fined and then banned from all tournaments, 100%. No doubt in my mind. It's fraud or theft or some shit. Now, I mean, I understand why people do. They're fucking desperate. I understand that. But just because you're desperate doesn't mean that everybody else should have to deal with your ineptness, your inability to compete with people. They shouldn't have to deal with you then. Holy shit, this juice movement speed is something else. Now let me slide with it, you know what I mean? And then keep the momentum. Now again, I know that there's probably some people out there that would roll their eyes and go, ugh, movement shooter, I don't want to do that. Skill gap this, skill gap that. I just want a fun, easy game to play. A game that basically plays itself. And I get that, but I mean, I'm literally just asking for one solid, successful movement shooter. 1. People are ready. Doesn't need to be slide canceling or, you know, breaking your thumbs, changing key bindings, exploiting and shit. No. Just a game that just feels good, not penalizing to move. I might make a singular video for me attempting to do the Program X, like, final rebirth mission on the Outlast Trials. A lot of it you can do solo or with friends or whatever, but that last one where you have to be reborn, there's a final mission and you can only do it solo. I'm probably gonna make a video on that. I gotta make it there first, though. No way, this guy's unironically running Blast Shield. That shit sucks. Yeah, Checkers is definitely walling. I'm gonna watch him right here. What's he doing? Look at him. He spends so much time looking through walls and at walls that makes no sense. He's got to know that that guy's on there. Yep, and he still lost. And then he left the game. I saw that a good amount of people have been wanting me to play a little bit more Battlefield. There's a good amount of discussion there. I saw recently, I've been getting some Battlefield community stuff over on my Twitter recently. And I saw that some people are, you know, still not happy with it. They don't know whether or not, you know, this is the final season that's going to be happening for Battlefield 2042. There's not really much communication on it. And that's apparently been the way that a lot of the community has felt in general, just in the dark constantly. Gaming is in a bleak place, I think, in terms of like the relationship between players and publishers slash developers. But I also think it's important to be able to separate and differentiate the developers from the actual higher ups that could potentially make them push out a game faster than what they're ready for. I highly doubt any developer genuinely wants to sit there and go, well, we know it's not finished, but let's release it anyway. I'm sure no one's really that comfortable with that. A lot of it really comes down to a lot of the higher up decision making and investors and all this other stuff. Just more money is in this whole space than there has ever been before, so it makes sense that, you know, this is kind of how it's going. More money, more profit. This extends far, far past video games. You see it with all sorts of products all over the planet. For some reason, the more money that these places make, the worst items and things get, because they try to get more and more cost efficient. They try to siphon as much money as possible, but they're not recognizing that it's easy for them to be able to see a mark in terms of a profit margin, right? It's a whole different ballgame when they're trying to measure public opinion. So it always comes down to, at the end of it all, regardless of how the community either loves or hates it, more likely to be hate than love anyway, because admittedly, it is hard to do game development. They can still, at the end of the day, go, oh well, we still hit our profit thing, we go to the next one. This isn't necessarily new, but ever since I'd say like Fortnite slash like the 2020 spot where everybody was experiencing gaming and shit like that, it's been so different. A lot has changed in the past like 8 years or so. Also, I'm happy that Plutonium is still up. I'm surprised that it's still up because it seemed like it was like a whole wave that they were doing across a bunch of these things, but Plutonium is still here. I'm playing it while I can, trying to enjoy myself. Hey, I mean, hopefully you can stay. I love me some Modern Warfare 3. But Battlefield has a new season coming up in like a couple weeks or something. They recently did like a trailer for it. It doesn't look bad or anything like that, so I'll definitely go and check that out. But again, if it's just like this is the final season and they're just kind of done with it until the next Battlefield, I didn't feel a massive urge to play it throughout those regular seasons to begin with. And then when it finally started hooking me, I'm seeing that it's pretty much the end. So maybe I was a little too late. I'm still gonna play the new season though, at least once. Yeah, so let me know down in the comment section what you guys would want. We could play some more Plutonium, got some more Titanfall, got Outlast Trials. Also got like one more day left for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe I could just do one more before that. What else? Sons of the Forest, Elden Ring. What if they updated over on Sons of the Forest? Maybe I gotta go and take a look and see how everyone's doing. Wonder how Kelvin's doing. Also, I'm pretty sure I don't even have to save for it, so it doesn't matter, but people constantly want to remind me. I see the tweets all the time, but they always do it to me where you just forget about your dog in Minecraft and they just sit there and wait for you. I have pets in real life. You can't sit here and tug on my heartstrings like this. It's not fair. Maybe one more Texas video before it's gone.